Hello viewers. Welcome back to Recap Daily. This is the story of a fat man who was bullied by everyone. He becomes a world-class CIA agent one day. We meet Robbie, a young chubby boy, at the start of the movie. Robbie was taking a shower in the school's locker room. Meanwhile, we observe plenty of classmates trying to play a prank on him. They've assembled for a school farewell celebration. In the meantime, we see a young boy being praised for his accomplishments. The boys who want to bully Robbie come into the show. They throw Robbie by sliding and they were laughing at Robbie. That's how fat he is, and how he's been taken in the show. Everyone was laughing at him. Robbie is saddened to see everyone laughing at him. Meanwhile, we see the boy who has been awarded helps Robbie. He gives him his jacket to wear. His name is Calvin. Later, we find Calvin working in a huge company, for many years later. Meanwhile, on his laptop, he receives numerous notifications from his friends. He learns that there will be a get-together at the school, so he is also invited. We know that another boy has sent him a friend request. He accepts his friend request. This boy is Robbie, and he says he is in business. Calvin is married to a girl from his high school. In the next scene, we see Robbie and Calvin in a bar. Because Robbie had called Calvin in a bar. Calvin is shocked when he sees Robbie in a bar because Robbie was once a chubby kid who was bullied by everyone. Now, he has a perfect body. Robbie has a battle with a boy in a bar. Robbie was now the martial art master. He quickly teaches another boy in the fight the lesson. Robbie later tells Calvin that he wants to spend the night at his house. Calvin, who is a very nice person, obviously lets his friend remain at his home. When Robbie was with Calvin late at night, he asked him to check his account on his laptop. That has billions of dollars. Calvin is shocked as he watches them. When Calvin gets ready for work the next day, he is shocked when sees Robbie was still sleeping off. The door knocks. Some CIA agents arrived at their door, and Calvin had no idea what they were up to. Meanwhile, the female agent informs them that Bob Stone has been found. Robbie Stone is the real name of Bob Stone. They tell Calvin that Robbie has stolen the details of many accounts. He wants to sell the accounts to the account mafia because they contain millions of cash. They further claim that Robbie used to be a CIA agent. They're after him because he took the details for accounts with millions of dollars in them. Robbie has escaped when they enter the house to arrest him. Calvin believes he is wrong, which is why he assures CIA officials that he will help in his capture. A CIA agent informs Calvin that Robbie has murdered one of his friends, Phil. Calvin is seen in his office with CIA agents in the next scene. Calvin picks up the phone and informs Robbie that he wants to meet him downstairs. When CIA officers learn of this, they rush downstairs to arrest Robbie. But it was all part of Robbie's plan, as CIA agents were on their way to arrest him. Robbie approaches Calvin, and Calvin believes Robbie is a bad man. That is why he wants to help CIA agents and informs them of his presence. Now, CIA officers arrive to arrest Robbie. We observe Robbie and CIA agents involved in a shootout. Robbie was shooting for them and then fleeing. Robbie and Calvin run from there, jumping from the window. He informs Calvin in the car that he is neither a traitor nor a seller of accounts. He wants to catch a thief who murdered his companion. Robbie tells Calvin that his partner's name was Phil. He claims the criminal is Black Badger. This Black Badger has a satellite code that allows him to hack the accounts. He can also sell this satellite code to someone, which may be misused. Ruby informs Calvin that he requires his help in order to capture the Black Badger. They eventually arrive at a place where they try to find the Black Badger. Meanwhile, they are attacked by a motorcyclist, and Robbie passes out as a result. Calvin, on the other hand, flees after riding a bike. In the process, Calvin encounters CIA agents once more. Robbie is actually the Black Badger, the female CIA agent tells him. If you want your wife to be safe, never tell him about his wife. CIA agent gives a tracking device to Calvin. She informs him that with its help, they would be able to trace his location. They'll track down his location as he presses this button. Calvin later visits his wife, who is attending marriage counseling. Calvin is astonished when he watches this. that the consultant was Robbie. Calvin becomes ready to help Robbie. They meet a man who works for an international finance company. He follows through on people's deals with Black Badger to sell satellite codes. Along with a man who works at an international financial firm, he tells about Robbie, how chubby he was, and he doesn't know that he is now Bob and has transformed into a fit man. We observe a female CIA agent tell Calvin that if he doesn't help them arrest him, they'll arrest his wife. The agents instructed him to press the devices button. Also, inform them of their location and request that they come and arrest Robbie. He provides them his location since he was forced to do so for his wife. They also arrest Robbie after he arrives. They capture him and ask about Pill's death and tell him that he is Black Badger. Here, a female CIA agent tortures Robbie in order for him to reveal the truth, but he didn't say anything. Calvin, on the other hand, was quite embarrassed because of him. Robbie has been taken into custody. He arrives and assists Robbie in escaping from the CIA agent. They capture some CIA agents and flee. Calvin, after working, knows where the Black Badger will be dealing. They are also aware of the deal's location. Calvin later assists Robbie in stealing a plane. They board the plane and go to the location where the deal will be made. When they arrive at a building, Robbie informs Calvin that she is going inside. "You're not leaving here until I come out." Robbie enters the building, and CIA agents arrive as well. They have figured out their location and go inside the building. Calvin, on the other hand, was keeping an eye on CIA agents. He believes the female CIA agent is a Black Badger who comes for a deal. That is why he goes to tell Robbie and then enters. He notices Robbie in a meeting with a buyer. Robbie reveals that he is a Black Badger to the buyer. When he sees Calvin approaching, he shoots him. He shoots Calvin in a less dangerous area. While Robbie is dealing, another buyer comes in. He is actually Phil, Robbie's friend, who is still alive and claims to be Black Badger. Calvin survives, but he has no idea who the real Black Badger is, Phil or Robbie. The situation worsens when the CIA and armed forces arrive. Calvin tries to steal the satellite codes from Phil and Robbie. And he becomes successful, but he also attracts the attention of everyone. Calvin tries to flee but is pursued by a man who is trying to take the satellite code. Robbie jumps out of the car just before the man is going to hit Calvin, saving him. He kills the boss after saving Calvin. Calvin, who was frightened, arrived at the bridge and couldn't comprehend anything. Who is the Black Badger? Meanwhile, Phil and Robbie arrive there. They round him and declare Robbie to be a Black Badger. "That's why you gave this code to me," Robin, after hearing, attacks Phil. He tries to shoot him there. Calvin, who believes Robbie is a Black Badger, he shoots at Robbie. When he shoots at Robbie, Phil tells that he is actually the Black Badger. Now wishes to accompany Calvin. Calvin, on the other hand, realizes that his attention is diverted elsewhere. Calvin frees himself from him. He leaps and leaps away from Phil, freeing himself. On the other side, Robbie, when sees Phil's attention somewhere else, he also attacks Phil. He throws him into the lake after injuring his neck. Later on, Robbie apologizes to Calvin for shooting him. He explains to Calvin that he was obliged to do this. Robbie also says sorry to Calvin for not trusting Robbie and thinking he was the wrong man. Robbie and Calvin are seen in the next scene, having arrived at the school reunion. They arrive at the CIA helicopter for showing up at the school reunion. We see the same CIA female agent who walks up to Robbie and says sorry. That he regarded him as a Black Badger. The female offers him to rejoin the CIA again. Calvin, on the other hand, was enraged by his wife. That's why his wife was taking counseling. He approaches his wife and urges her to restore their relationship. Calvin informs his wife that he has successfully hacked the voting system. As a result, the prom king was replaced, and Robbie was named the school's new prom king. When it is announced that Bob has been named the new prom king at the school's reunion, nobody knows who he is, so everyone was looking around. When they discover that Bob is Robbie, a CIA agent, the same Robbie who was previously a chubby student, was ridiculed. We can also observe that the man has joined the party, whom Robbie and Calvin met, who used to be a classmate. He used to tease Robbie about his weight, and now he does it again. Robbie, on the other hand, was a completely different person this time. When he teases Robbie again, he punches him and teaches him a lesson. Later in his speech, Robbie explains that it was Robbie who was busy developing himself and facing difficulties. Calvin, though, was the only person with him. Calvin is his sole true friend, he declares in front of everyone. Later, Robbie wins the moment after removing his shirt. Everyone laughed at him back then, and now people stare at his muscles. Later, Robbie runs into a girl who was his high school crush. He encourages her to join him in the dance. At the end of the film, we see Robbie has again become a CIA agent. He will provide his services in the CIA, and later, he goes to meet Calvin. He gives Calvin the shirt that Calvin had worn him once, when people were making fun of him in the show. Now, Calvin will also work with Robbie in the CIA and they go on a CIA mission.